Bună ziua, bine ați venit! Vă invităm în sală. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our conversation about festival networks and best practices in creating and developing festival networks. Today we have with us three guests. We have the festival, our host festival is Animest, and executive producer of the festival is Helga Fodorean, and she will share the experience from the inside of the boiling room. So everything is very intense at the moment. So we're in the middle of the festival. It's the 5th day, actually. Joining from Anča festival is our international guest, Jakub Spevák, and he will share with us what insights they gained over the last year in this regard with this topic, festival networks, and how they can help develop your own a local community, culture, and festival. And we have Valentina, who joins us from the Creative Europe Media program and is a long-time supporter of Animest Festival and also an essential, I think, actor in the cultural scene nowadays in Romania and the European Union. So I invite you to join the conversation, ask questions, and maybe, like I was saying before off the record, now I'm saying this on the record, it's very important to see what resources are there for the creative, independent animation industry, and also see how you can develop projects and find support and produce creative ideas. Thank you very much and enjoy.
Thank you. Done.
Great introduction.
We will start with Valentina presenting us briefly what the Creative Europe program has for us as festival organizers and for us as creatives in the film industry. And then we will move forward to Jakub and myself talking a little bit about how media supports our own festivals and even more so a network of festivals that our festivals are both members of, and which offered us tremendous opportunities of expanding our activities and growing bigger and stronger together. But let's start with Valentina now.
Thank you. Thank you for this great introduction and for the invitation and for all the hard work that you've been doing, being one of the most successful projects in Romania, and not only, also in Europe.
Thank you.
And I will start with general representation about the media program for the ones that probably don't know about this. And then I will talk about the implementation of the program in the first 2 years in this framework program that has 7, and about festivals. So it's something mixed for the mixed public, I hope. So the media program is the main support program since 1991. In Romania, it started in 2007 after we entered the European Union. And I represent the Creative Europe Romanian desk. And in every country in which professionals can apply to receive media funds, there is at least one contact point that in Romania is in the Ministry of Culture. So this contact point offers information, advice, promotion, free advice in order to help you to make a better application and to have higher chances to receive EU grants. What is very important is that these grants are not repayable, so they are free money. And that's why also the competition is high. But there are a lot of successful projects, and so you don't have to be discouraged about this. The program is in the EU media policy, along with other actions like actions tackling disinformation, media freedom, pluralism, copyright, services for audiovisual area. And what is important is that in this framework program of 7 years, the budget is higher than in the previous framework, with media having 58% of this big budget. So it's very important because when the budget is higher, the chances to get the grant are also higher. The program is basically in the core objectives the same, but there are a lot of changes regarding the priorities like focus on audience, networking, collaboration, promotion, innovation, and that's why festivals and also this new thing, networks of festivals, is something that is very important in this program. So one of the innovative action is the network of festivals, because this is the first program in which this kind of call or financing scheme has been launched. And we have been happy to have Animest in one of the first networks that received finance. So what is new for the one that are familiar with this program is that the old schemes are there, but they are focused on 4 clusters: content, business, and audience, and policy. But the main thing is audience, because we're talking about festivals, about networks, and this is in this cluster you can find the support for festivals. Media finances the production, development of production for European films, including animation, but also documentary and feature films also. And most of the films that are nominated in the and receive awards at festivals have been media films. You can see here in the last 3 years the number of media films at the most important film festivals. Also, media finances distribution. Until now, the support has only been for festivals, so we can say now single festivals, but also in that time there were collaboration among festivals also. TIP is one of the first festivals that has received since 2008 until now support every year. Astra also on documentary, and Animest for single festival, but Helga will tell you more about this. And but there are also opportunities for professionals to go to trainings like Torino Film Lab, for example, that has now open deadline for a script lab, for a feature lab, and something that is connected also with our subject today, sustainability, is Green Film Lab, for example, the first Green Film Lab that will be in very soon, so in a few days at the market in Italy, Mia. I have to say that in all the projects that are supported, there is there are points that are given. For example, in festivals, there are 5 points from the 100 points that are given for sustainability. So even if you have to do a film, a distribution, a festival, you have to show that you are sustainable. So let's skip to festivals. This is the image of the festivals in the first program. So there have been 12 proposals. One of them is the one that we'll be talking today. With this amount. The budget is higher than in the previous call, and the selection rate was, as you can see, 54%. 71, so yes, these 12 networks have 71 festivals from 26 countries, and there are 6 festivals that are part of several networks. 8.3 is animation in this selection. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah, so 25 there are shorts. You can see now the regional focus is, this is the summarize, so the hierarchy figure for the festival network call. So we have 2 networks in these 12 networks. Mm-hmm. So there are festivals from Romania, like Transylvania Film Festival, in this Smart 7 network that has 7 festivals. And there is your network with 5 festivals. So from 12 festivals, there are 12 networks. There are 2 networks in which
Romanian festivals participate.
Yes, also, but in the same time, these festivals, like Transylvania Film Festival and Animest, have also support for single festival, because now is a transition period from single to network. Mm-hmm. We have now so festivals have now the opportunity to apply for both. And there is an alternation. So 1 year there is the call for festivals, single festivals, and the other year is the call for network. So this is why, but basically the tendency is to have only networks in the future. We'll see how about it. It's a long talk.
We are aware of this, but I wanted to add to what you were saying that we still hope that single festivals will live another life, still yes. At least another round of financing.
And we'll hope also because practically in the beginning, in this framework program of 7 years, the idea was to have only networks of festivals. But there's been a lobby from the national representatives like me and like others from Romania also, but to have also single festivals. Mm-hmm. Even though the tendency is to have network collaboration, mm-hmm. and this is a red line not only for festivals but also for single projects that are now European co-development, so you have to have partners mm-hmm. in order to apply to practically any of these of media schemes, mm-hmm. even though you are a producer. So this mm-hmm. is the holistic approach. So one interesting thing about Animation Film Festival in distribution is that these are the 5 most important films that mm-hmm. have traveled in 2000 in this year. So this is the classification by admission and by fund generated, because this is the statistic for distribution, basically. That's why that is the most financed scheme. So let's go to the end, because I don't want to speak too much. in this call, that was a very, very big competition. The rate of was, so
this is
high.
for single festivals, right?
Yes, because this why 1 year there are networks, 1 year there is the call for a single, and you can see here the key figures for this call. So 95 proposals from 31 countries, 18 newcomers. So there are many festivals that didn't receive funds that have been used to it. So it was very competitive, and 94 are animation film festival. These are the key figures. I can get into more details, but I think that now it's important that we are focused on. So something very important before I end is that now we are in the wave of call publication, and one of for the next year. One of the call that has been recently launched is the call for European networks of festivals. So now this is open, where you can see the budget, so 5.5 million, and the deadline is 11 April.
We know, and we are working on it.
So you'll apply.
For sure. For sure.
So I hope this is a basis for a discussion here afterwards, or also by email, phone, and meetings. You have now here my contact details, and I hope that you will apply to one of the many schemes that media has.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much for the brief presentation of what media has to offer to us as organizers and us as also producers of audiovisual content. I agree with everything you said, that networks play a very important role in the development of the audiovisual sector. And I also agree with what you said. We were very reluctant at the beginning when we heard about the tendency of financing networks and favoring networks instead of single festivals, because the truth is that collaborations are fantastic, but they only work if the partners know each other well and they are able to work together. And for us, it worked out fantastically, because the network that Animest is a part of joins 5 festivals that get along very well on a human level, first of all. But it's very risky otherwise, because we were lucky to meet each other like this and to be able to collaborate very nicely. But this is a risk factor that we have to take into account. But luckily for us, it worked out very well. So what I propose is that together with Jakub, we go a little bit through the activities that we as a festival network did together in the past 3 years, and one more coming up. So I changed the presentation so that you have a little bit of visual support to what I'm gonna say. Okay, let's full screen it. Super. So we have this funky tagline saying that festivals that play together stay together, and for us this was so true. Our network was created in the moment that media launched the call for networks of festivals. Some good people put us together in contact and said, look, I know all 5 festivals and you would be a very good match. Talk. And then that's what we did. So we ended up with a network composed of Animateka, which is a festival in Slovenia, Animafest Zagreb from Croatia, Anifilm in the Czech Republic, Fest Anča in Slovakia, and Animest. The festivals are very similar in terms of size. In size and age, basically. We are all at the 15th, 20th edition, except for Animafest Zagreb, which is the oldest one, the wise one, and also the coordinator of the network. You can see our logos here. And in the past 3 years, we've been developing several activities that we implement together, which gave so many great opportunities for us and for the creative community. And we came to realize that this would have not been possible without this funding. And although we started out as saying, oh, another European thing of us having to collaborate, it turned out to be super amazing. Yeah, so I'll just start with the list of activities. The first one is Go Critic, which is a film journalism workshop hosted by all 5 festivals that are members of the network. The Go Critic at Animest is taking place as we speak now in another room. It is open for worldwide participation, which is very good because we are able this way to spread the word about animation, not just on a European or national level, but by welcoming writers from all around the world when they when they return home, they will be able to continue to write about what they saw in our festivals and spread the word locally as well. For this edition in Animest, we have participants coming from Mongolia, coming from Italy, Belgium, Turkey. So it's a fantastically eclectic mix, and we are very happy to have them. This program is implemented in collaboration with Cine Europa and Zippy Frames, 2 very important publications which agreed to publish the articles written by the participants during the workshops. So another very nice achievement for us. The calls for Go Critic at Animateca are open as we speak. So if you are a journalist, or if you know journalists that would be interested in applying, they can do so until this Friday. You can find all the information on the Festival Network's website, which will be at the end of the presentation. It's not directed necessarily towards you, but you know, I'm lobbying. These are some pictures from Go Critic, last year's Go Critic in Bucharest, with very lovely participants who continued working with us this year as well. Then we move into AFN Edu.
Yes, I can speak. I can also add something also to the Go Critics, because it just happened in Fest Anča. Our festival is on the verge of June, July, so yes, before the summer. And for us also, it was a very beautiful experience to see all these people coming from all over the world writing about animation, because we don't have that. People don't want to write about animation. There's no structure also in our country. So this connection also between our festivals, it helps us to promote not only our local animation, but also European animation and, I don't know, world animation present in our official selection. And after the festival, after Fest Anča, like you said, Zippy Frames and Cine Europa, we had so many reviews on the films and selections, and it was so nice to see people writing about animation and, you know, getting deeper and deeper to the dramaturgy of festival. And so I'm very happy that this starts to emerge in our audiovisual like environment, because it doesn't really exist. So from my point of view, it's like also like a program director, it's very helpful to see this feedback from the audience. So yes, and so this is from my part to Go Critic, and then it's often Edu. I think it started in Animateca. Am I right? It was for 3 and 4 days of workshops and masterclass with students, because also we realized as the network that students and filmmakers in the schools are the future of the animation, and we want to support that and try to make these filmmakers travel also from one festival to another. And I'm going to also connect this with Student Forum happening in Fest Anča, because in 2024 it's going to be like a part of the Afana Edu. It's going to be our Student Forum, which started in 2021, I think, yes. This year it was the 2nd edition of Student Forum, and we tried to regroup students from our region, like Central and Eastern Europe, and as we were participating in the Norway grants, we also invited film schools from Norway and Iceland, and I don't know, film schools from Hungary, Czech Republic, and etc. Just to talk about their approaches during the student times, and also like presentation of their educational system, showing their works together, and just networking and comparing this kind of approaches, because we think that our countries are more inclined towards the author of films, but then you can see Norway or Iceland, or like films from the West, just being more inclined towards the industry and towards the practical stuff. So, and we try to challenge this notion in our student forum, and I think that we are working to have a school from Romania this year.
Yeah, so I heard.
Yes, yes. So another connection. Everything is about connection, speaking of Afana.
What I want to add to what you just said is that if Go Critic is by application, and applications are open for anybody, AFN Edu is implemented in partnership with schools. Partnerships that are established by each festival. However, we are always looking to establish new relationships and new partnerships with schools. From Romania, we always involve UNATC in these activities. However, our Czech partners, Anifilm, they have a broader reach, because they also have so many good schools, and they are in partnership with several schools from their countries. And where I want to get with this is that if you work in a school, or if you know a school or a study program that would be interested in joining something like AFN Edu and participate in this mobility program that facilitates travel and networking for the students, we are more than open to look into it and make new partners and involve new partners. Next, Sia. So, as the slide says, Sia is coming from Sisterhood of Young Animation Authors. It is a workshop intended for emerging female authors. As most of the activities of the network, they are rooted in some needs that were not met up until that point. With AFN Edu, we realized that students and teachers don't travel, don't know each other, and we wanted to change that. With Go Critic, we realized we did Go Critic because we saw that people don't write about animation, don't know how to write about animation, so we created a workshop. a series of workshops. And with SIA, it's the very sad truth that we came to understand after looking into the numbers from the university. Most of the students are women, girls, women. And after graduation, the professional films are rarely directed or written by women. And it's not a matter of talent. I can guarantee that because we follow them and we see how fantastic they are. So SIA was created to cover this gap and to encourage and empower them to step into the professional world and not just go and work on other people's projects. If that's what they want to do, it's very good because we need professionals as well. But I have the feeling that they oftentimes want to direct but don't get the chance to. So SIA is a very nice workshop that we host in Bucharest in August. And we try to establish a year-round community for these very talented women. This year, it was the first year that we went international because of the festival network that we are a part of. Finances allowed us to invite filmmakers from Czech Republic, Slovakia, Slovenia, and Croatia. True. You can see some pictures from how the workshop looks and feels. It's very jolly and very professional. And I included this slide here because it's strongly connected to SIA. Because it emerges from the same problem that we identified. We are going to do 2 surveys throughout the implementation of this project. One is a survey on the female representation in film festivals, which is conducted by Jakub.
Yes.
So you should resume it in a few words.
Yeah. Yes, as Helga said, we are observing this gap between students and also like the film professionals made films by the film professionals in our official selections, and we wanted to analyze our official selection and the numbers of women presented in our official selection and how is it evolving? Do we see decline or incline? So this is kind of thing that I'm working on right now, that I'm analyzing like every single official selection and just to see what is the evolution of the female representation in our official selections and how we can change also this narrative by, supporting female filmmakers in our official selection. Or is it improving or is it not? We will see. But I think that we can see a small increase.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So, yes, but what is very specific about this, because sometimes we talk very vaguely and we don't know exact data, so that's why we're doing this very rigid work also on this female representation, but as I see also on audience behavior, because it's very also important for us to know how our audiences works and how it is. Yes.
Well, these are mostly internal documents that will help us as operators to improve our behavior and our content. Yeah. Because through the survey on the female representation, we gather data that could stand behind initiatives like SIA, because once you have facts on how women directors are represented, then you can
work with it.
You can work with it. Yeah. It's a strong argument. Yeah, and with the data analytics, that's very important for us to understand how to program better so that audiences join our screenings how to program so that they get what they want, but we can also show them new stuff that they don't know they want. So, and we also plan to have everything in a document that can be published and consulted by the broad audience. But it's mainly intended for cultural operators. Another thing that we do is short film distribution. This is a huge problem in the film industry, especially with shorts, because it's a lot of work behind every film, and then the films end up in the festival circuit for 2 years maximum, and then end up in a library somewhere, and that's it. That's the life of a short film. And we would like to help the creators distribute their programs. We currently work on 2 programs. One is intended for children. It's a very nice little program that we can offer for free to anybody that would like to screen it. And the other one is a program gathering the strongest female voices from the CEE, Central and Eastern European region. This will also be available for screening for free. You just have to ask for it. And all the details are on our website, which you will see at the end of the presentation. Keep Festive, I think we will browse through it fast. This is an activity that we created after we realized that festivals and cultural events can become a safer place for everybody. And we felt like there are things that should be the norm but are not yet. And we should emphasize this. We don't tolerate any kind of inappropriate behavior, be it sexual or not. We elaborate a code of conduct, which we want to share with all the European film festivals. Everybody is free to adapt it to their own cultural background or to their needs, but there should be something to start from. If you've been to screenings, maybe you saw a slide saying exactly what I just said, that we do not tolerate inappropriate behavior, and want to keep the festival a safe and nice and happy place. So this is again a tool that we are developing for colleagues of ours who are organizing film festivals or cultural events. That's why I said we will go through it fast, because it's not for the general audience, it's for the sake of the general audience. And then what we do. This is the last activity that we are going to discuss. We organize joint market attendance, which means the 5 festivals join forces to represent their national film industries in the most important film markets. We go to Clermont-Ferrand in France, and in January, and in June to Annecy Film Festival, which is the biggest one for the animation world. It's very good and it's very important for us to be there, because although some film funds are present there to represent their national productions, for Romania it never happens. So it relies on it lies on our shoulders to take the films that were produced in Romania and spread the word about them. We organize market screenings for the industry and do our best to show the world what our countries are able to produce. So it's a lot of networking and lobbying going on in these markets that we attend, and we have money to attend because of this financing that allows us to do so. And this is the website that I kept mentioning, animationfestivalnetwork.eu. It's not the most user-friendly name, but that's our name. If you access it often enough, it will just pop up once you type A. Yeah, so the website contains all the information we just mentioned. And please remember that we are very open to collaborations and to discuss anything that we are able to help with. So don't hesitate to contact us. And this is a valid sentence for any animation initiative. The animation world is very friendly and open, so never hesitate to reach out to anybody. We reached the end of our presentation. Thank you. And don't forget that festivals play together, stay together. Yeah. In the upcoming days, we will host here a series of talks where you are invited. It's a very nice lineup of festival guests that are going to present their practices or cover different topics. Tonight, we have a screening of titled Erotica, which is curated by Jakub himself. So we would be happy to see you there. It's a very nice... Yeah.
It's 18 plus.
But we'll make an exception. Yeah. Now is the promotional part of this talk. Please don't forget to visit the Incubatorul de Animație exhibition. It's right across this room. And join us in the festival, because the programming is fantastic this year, just like it was last year as well. And have a good time. I don't know. I can keep talking about this, but it's time to stop. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's have a coffee.